kind of thing that you were talking about? Complex
Yes.
expressions with parentheses? Okay. This is truly like order of operations. Now, a couple things here. Addition and subtraction, multiplication, division, they're kind of paired together first. You remember what E stands for?
Expression.
Exponents. Exponents. Can you give me an example of an exponent?
Um, exponent. I don't know.
Okay, something like 2 to the power of 3.
Oh,
2 to the power of 3. So what does that become? Do you remember from class?
it would be. Would it be 8?
Now, just forgive me. I'm just going to ask a question. Are you using a calculator or are you doing it by hand?
Doing it by hand.
Okay, 2 times 2 times 2. Hopefully you wrote something like that down. Or you visualize that and you said, okay, it's 8. All right, good. What does the P stand for?
Parentheses.
Parentheses. Okay, so do you see parentheses in this
Yes.
thing we're working on? Okay, so you go right to the parentheses. What is 4 plus 3?
7.
7. So when there's no math operation, it's presumed to be multiplication. Do you remember that from before?
Yes.
Okay, -8. Now what's going on in here?
Hmm. Dividing.
Yes. What is 10 divided by 2?
2.
All right, and this is multiplication. So here's what I see. I see multiplication, subtraction, and multiplication. What does that become? What do you do first? The multiplication, the subtraction, or the multiplication?
The multiplication.
Okay. What is 2 times 7?
14.
And what is 8 times 2?
16.
Very good. What is 14 minus 16?
2.
Try again.
Oh,
Think of it
wait.
as,
Oh,
yeah,
it's a negative. It will be a negative.
yes. All right, so
So,
let me just try something real quick with you. All right, could you evaluate this to the best of your abilities, please? This is a plus there. It's making it worse. -3 plus 5, -4 plus 1, -3.
um, 3, 8. No, wait. 2.
Your final answer is 2, or you're just saying you're just working through it?
I'm working through it.
Okay, yeah, keep going.
Would it be -4?
That sounds pretty good. So this has addition and subtraction in it, and you work it left to right. Okay,
Mhm.
so this first one is 2. Bring the rest of it down. 2 minus 4 is -2, plus 1 -3. -1 -3 is -4. Very good. All right. Let me I'm gonna just put a couple more up here just to see um, where you're at here. Go ahead and try this one on your own and let me know what you come up with.
I got a decimal.
That means you're using the calculator. What comes first in here in the order of operations?
Parentheses.
Parentheses. What is inside parentheses?
Um, 5 - 3.
Okay, what does that become?
2.
2. Okay. Now, why can you drop the parentheses? Do you know from class or do you remember just from other classes when you don't need the parentheses?
Um, no, I don't remember.
So you drop the parentheses when there's nothing to do inside or there's just a number. Is there just a number inside?
Yes.
So you can drop the parentheses. Okay,
Mm,
now, very important. You have to do the right order of operations. What operations do you see now?
Subtract,
And
dividing,
which comes first?
dividing,
Yes. So what is 40 divided by 4?
10,
10 minus 2 is,
8.
all right. So not sure what you did, but you know, I'll uh, recommend that you've tried at your best to follow the order of operations here. So the next thing you mentioned, and you're like, hey, these are some things from my class that we're working on here. So here are some variables, okay? And I can give you a variable expression like m times n minus p, okay? And what this means is you're first going to substitute in for all the letters. You're going to substitute for m, n, and p. And notice I have it in parentheses here. So this is 8 times 2 minus 10. Could you simplify that for us, please?
Mm, Would I multiply the 8 and 2?
Yes, when they're squeezed together and there's no math operation, you definitely do multiply.
So it would be 6.
Very good. Now here, I want you to try one on here. P minus 2, I'm sorry, let me do it differently. P minus m plus n. Could you try that for me, please?
Mm, I'm not sure how I would solve it.
You would just like before, you'd substitute the numbers where the letters go. So what goes in for P?
E- mhm.
Are you seeing my screen? Making
Yes.
sure. Okay. What's the value of P?
Oh, 10.
10. Yeah, those I didn't just make those up.
Sorry,
How
I didn't
about
see
M?
that.
What's the value of M?
8,
And what's the value of N?
2.
Okay. Are the parentheses needed at this point?
Mm,
Is there just a number inside?
yeah. So you would drop
Just
one.
so you can drop them. Okay, so give this a try, please.
It would be 4.
Okay, very good. Let's try a couple more here. I usually do about half hour for the try lesson, but we started a little late, so I'm gonna do a couple more problems here with you. Um, so let's use the same numbers here. Oops, that didn't go in the right spot. Let's try one more time here. All right, let's do m minus 5n divided by p. Okay, give this a try. See if you can come up with anything for this one.
Would it be -5?
Let's take a look here. So it's 8 minus 5 times 2 divided by 10. Did you write something like this down?
Yes.
Okay, so there's what's called implied parentheses in the numerator, which means you have to do what's in the numerator first. So let's do what's in the numerator first. You have subtraction, and then what do you have between the 5 and the 2? What's the math operation there that's not visible?
Multiplication.
Exactly. So which do you do first? Subtraction or the multiplication?
A multiplication.
Okay, so what is 5 times 2?
10.
Okay, so next you're going to subtract. What is 8 minus 10?
-2.
Over 10 here. And the issue with this, 10 divided by 2 is 5. That is for sure. But that is not what we're doing here. We're doing 2 divided by 10. This is a fraction. It ends up being -1/5.
Oh,
All right. Are you allowed to use a calculator in this class or not?
yes.
You are. Okay. We'll talk about that in maybe a future lesson. I'll try to adapt to giving you the easiest path here. I got the impression initially that maybe you could not. So let's try one more here. Let's try y squared minus x times z. One more here. We'll try that.
It would equal 16.
Let's take a look here. So 6 to the power of 2 minus 5 times 4, 36 minus 20 is 16. Good. Okay, how did these problems compare to what you were doing in class or on your exam? Were they easier, harder?
They were harder.
These were harder than the ones you're seeing in class?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good to know. All right, so we're going to stop right here for